Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related. Obviously, not joined, should I say, introduce myself first. Flawless, Mr. Take Note, aka the man of the people, aka the people's prophet. And I'm joined by my brother from the best coast, which is the West Coast. I'm saying, man, like Eddie is in the building. Yes, Eddie, what are you telling me?
Oh, good, oh, good. Shout out to the people's champ, El Jefe, aka my dog. Nah, man. Always dope to do one of these ones every week. So now let's get straight into it, man.
Absolutely, man. We are people. So please keep all of your comments and questions Manchester United related, whether you comment during the live show or you comment after the live show, people. And let's bump up the likes as well. Let's get into double figure likes, please. Let's do that. Like check. We're 4 short. So let's do that. Share this across all of the socials. And just as important as do things as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button, people. We are now under 50 away from 5K people. So subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV YouTube if you are new. We're aiming to get to 4,955 by the end of the stream, people. That is the first milestone. So we're looking for 4 new subscribers because then we'll be 45 away from 5K. So make sure you do all those things: like, share, and subscribe, people. And don't forget, when you subscribe, hit the notification bell as well. Of course, Manchester United on Wednesday, just a couple of days ago, beat Nottingham Forest in the first leg of the Carabao Cup 3-0. And then we play Reading tomorrow at 8 p.m. UK time. So I'm sure we'll be discussing both of those things. Eddie will give his thoughts on both of those things as well. But I wanted to start with the title, people, because this is a question that pops up, whether it's a ManDem United, whether it's a watch along, whether it's a Q&A. I see it all on the socials as well. Antony criticism, justified or over the top? So this is why I wanted to do this show, because I've spoken on this, but not really in depth. Eddie, again, the same. I've heard him speak on it, but not in depth as well. So Eddie, I'll start with you in regards to Antony and like the criticism, justified or
Mm.
over the top. What are the pros? What are the cons? How are you looking at it?
It's over the top, and it's like I'm not gonna call it ridiculous because it's what I've expected from a large segment of the United fan base. I mean, I don't know this dude, but that's just crazy because I got a screenshot sent to me. Somebody tweeted out something along the lines of, Sancho and Martial are out. Meanwhile,
Mm.
CR7 lost his child and was back in the first week. It's like
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I know he's tweeted that as well, and I'm cool with him, but that's a ridiculous tweet. It's a
we
ridiculous tweet.
have
It's
we
ridiculous.
have seriously at some points in time one of the most ignorant fan bases, and it really like messes up my head because it's like
Mm.
I don't think like they understand how powerful the social media vacuum is, especially now that I'm kind of just overlooking it and
Mm.
seeing how conversations get formed on Twitter. And then we used to say, the internet is not real life.
Mm.
But unfortunately, because it's become so much of our society and the way we operate, the way we socialize, it does bleed into real life.
Yeah.
And so you have again, the worst thing I saw with this fan base was the Pogba situation.
Right.
But it entirely pissed me off when you could start to see how that was affecting that brother on the pitch.
Mm.
Let's be very clear.
Talk about it, fam.
Paul Pogba did not leave because of the money. He left because whatever he could do, he would not be celebrated as a footballer as long as he was associated with Manchester United.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
the primary reason.
Yeah,
That
of
brother
course.
gets paid so many different ways off the pitch. With the contract with United, that's besides the point.
Hmm.
And to this Anthony situation, he may not be
I hear
what
you.
you like, but for what the squad needs, for what the coach is looking for, he fits to a T. You want to know why? he continues to play him. And he told the board to pay whatever money you need to pay to make sure he's on my roster. I'm not here for the rivals chatting. I mean, again, what the rivals say I could care less about.
Yes.
Because that's agenda driven, especially the loser pool people, because they have to look in the mirror at Gakpo and Nunez and understand how they were talking. So they're going to have an agenda. I could care less about them. The Arsenal people, again, they talk about this brother's one-footed like they've never even watched soccer play before. So we're going to leave that alone too. Chelsea, hey, brothers, y'all are in the ghetto right now. Don't worry about these penthouse problems. Y'all don't worry about what y'all got going on with them lights being off, the water being brown, you dig, and y'all got moldy cheese in the refrigerator. Don't worry about yourselves, fam. Spurs, y'all just, again, y'all going through something right now. I ain't even gonna get on y'all because y'all. I shout out to Jez. I see what y'all going through every week.
Yeah, shout out to Jez. Yeah.
So that leaves us. To, for some reason, carry the water of bashing and reaching for terrible performances by our own players. And I'll end on this point. As somebody who is so consistent with his critiques of certain players, the fact that Bruno can have the game that he had the other day and that same energy not be applied to him, tells me everything I need to know. I don't need to, I just don't need to go into it with these people because I can see from that we're not on the same page. We're not on the same page. So, I mean, not to be too long-winded, but that's where I'm at.
This is a great. No, carry on, because you're making a lot of great points and opening people's eyes. This is why I wanted to go in depth with this, and that's why I titled this video and hear what you have to say. Because, like I said, we had spoken on it, but not in depth. So it's like, nah, carry on, because you're making a lot of valid points, and I'm glad you brought up. Shout out to Faz, you know what I'm saying? Because I've worked with him a couple times, but I'll speak on that and what you said initially, because that was his tweet. What he said.
Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter.
Yeah. You got sent it. The fact that you're not on Twitter and got sent it tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, because
like Eddie's a United fan. Let me send this to him and see and get his thoughts. But go on, carry on.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe it, dog. Like I'm not. I couldn't believe that we'd stoop to that level to prove a point. And to an extent, Twitter is for the shock value, you know, for certain people. I'm sure that brother got a lot of retweets, a lot of views on it. Because again, I got sent the screenshot, so I already know. You feel me? His mentions were probably going crazy. But it's like, yo, we don't have to go to this level, like calling our guys like a flop. Our guys, if the rivals do it, I could care less. This whole money, we spent too much money on him. No, we didn't. He's a 21 or 22-year-old winger.
22, yeah.
22-year-old winger with a bunch of potential, already getting play time for the Brazilian national team.
Yeah.
And we're Manchester United. We're not one of these clubs who can operate under the radar when it comes to transfers. People use our name to get better contracts because they know we can afford to pay them outrageous amounts of money.
Yeah.
So when it comes to Ajax, right, they're looking at it like, okay, what does this mean to us? What does the loss of a player of this profile mean to us? And I think in a lot of situations, like we're looking at Caicedo. Brighton said, yo, we want 100 million. Is Caicedo worth $100 million?
No, he's not worth 100 million. And I rate
Caicedo. Worth 100 million to Brighton.
Yes, they can put that fee on him. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the facts of business. You're worth what you can negotiate.
Yeah. You don't get your value, you get what you can negotiate.
You're worth what you can like. That's what it comes down to. It's not rocket science. And again, people with the with the give him time. I've seen enough. I've seen enough to know that he can be a part of this squad. You have Ahmad, who looks good as well.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I know what I'm saying.
even if somebody comes in better, right? Let's say, for instance, I don't know, you see another
We
right
sign a
winger,
winger. Yeah.
yeah,
We get
who's
some
better
better.
than him.
But
You still don't want him to be a part of this team?
absolutely.
You still want to go back to the days of a fucking Alanga on the right type? Y'all barely like Martial. Y'all want to keep Martial and like he plays on the right? Like, we need the numbers, people.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's where I'm at with it, bro. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, I'm enjoying this brother when he's on game. Even in the Arsenal game, I thought the first half he was good. I thought the second half, I didn't think he was worth taking off the pitch, but
Mhm.
I trust the managers and his decisions, so I'm not necessarily too teed off about it. But yeah, that's with me, bro. That's with me in the whole Anthony situation. Like, I'm tired of having to get into these types of conversations with fans of
Mm.
our own club. That's the worst part.
Yes.
We don't
Yeah.
have to. The rivals don't have to carry the water of trashing this player. We'll do
Mm.
it for all of them.
Yeah. Which to me is daft in terms of criticism. Yes, I understand criticism of a player of your own team.
Right.
But a lot of criticism and being over the top when he has been here only a few months, I think is ridiculous. I think that is outrageous, especially when you mentioned it, when you have Bruno, who's putting in terrible performances over the past 3 games, and nobody's mentioned it. Not rival fans, because me and Ryan got into it on Shameless when he was talking about Antony. So I said, what about Bruno? And he was like, well,
Mm.
I've never rated Bruno. So how come you're not mentioning Bruno being important until I've brought it up? Well, Bruno's been on fraud watch for 3 years. Well, if he's been
Mm-hmm.
on fraud watch for 3 years, surely he's a fraud. How long is this watch?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But again, because it's cool and Ryan's going to go with the cool thing. And like you said, rival fans. But is there areas to improve on his game? Yes. But I'm with you. I've seen enough where I will give him the rest of the season because I always give new players, especially foreign players, a full season anyway. Like, you have to be
Mm.
terrible for me to write you off before the full season is done as a foreigner.
Mm.
Do I want to see more from him next season? Absolutely. But that's every player. You know what I'm saying? Every player I'm looking at, unless you're Casemiro or Varane levels, I'm looking at improvement from. But
Yeah.
people can't seem to see the impact and how he has improved the team. People want to talk about the price, like, is there money? Was he overpriced? We don't know yet. You know why? Because I always use this analogy. The film isn't finished. People are telling me the film's terrible and you've watched the first 20 minutes. The film is 2.5 hours long. How are you telling me the film is terrible? You might not like the intro. You might not like the start. That's cool. I'm sure we've all watched films. I know where I'm like, yo, I don't like the start of this film. And then the middle and the end have been fire, and you're like, yo, that's a very, very good film. But again, agendas have to run. Also, people have to reach with us rival fans because they can't get on any of our other signings. Before it was Martinez. I haven't heard anybody mention Martinez's height in a long time. I'm like, did this guy
Speak
grow to
on it.
6'2", 6'3"?
Speak
Nobody's
on it.
mentioned Martinez's height in months. You know what I'm saying? In months. Nobody has mentioned that man's height at all. People are talking about his height like he's on Tinder and they're reading his profile. That's the way people was talking about. Casemiro, according to some people, was here for the check. He's here for a holiday. He's only here for the money. The reason why Real Madrid let him go because he's not good enough anymore. Casemiro's been fine. Varane the same. Nobody mentioning Varane. Nobody. Ericsson, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's not been on good form the past couple games, I've not heard anyone mention him. There's been no pacemaker jokes. There's been no jokes about what he's got in his heart. I call that man Tony Stark. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's
Mm-hmm.
got in his chest. He doing the business and he was free. So people don't want to talk. People will talk about poor business with Antony, but won't talk about great business with Ericsson, who gets into every squad in the country. Whether he starts is a different conversation, but he gets into every squad, people. Like, let's not do that. Malacia for 12 million. Again, very shrewd business. Has played very well. I've been super impressed with him. And do I want to see Malacia improve? Yes, but I understand his age, but I like his attributes. And that's the same with Antony. But because Antony's been the worst out of the new signings, even though the bar's pretty high, which I can't believe I'm saying. That's why people get onto him. But we're gonna continue further. Yo, there's over 40 of you lot. We are just under 20 likes. Don't worry, people. I will run through the comments shortly. Let's get up to 30 likes because there's over 40 of you lot in the building. hit the like button. Like check 1212. Also, as well, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're looking for 4 new subscribers this stream to get us to 4,900, 4,900 and oh, actually, we got a couple. So we're looking to get up to 4,955. We've had 2 new subscribers, people. So hit the subscribe button if you are new. It is road to 5K. We're trying to get there before the month's out. We are trying to get there before the month is out. But I'm gonna give my. But you made some great points, fam. In regards to what Faz said about the whole Ronaldo lost a child and then he was back sooner and Sancho's not been back. I never talk on these things because we don't know what's going on. One, we don't know exactly what's going on within their personal lives. 2, I don't police how people should react to devastations in their family. Everybody is different. Some people can bounce back. Some people can lose a loved one and be in work the next day. Some people it takes 2 weeks. Some people it takes 6 weeks. Some people it may take a year. Some people never get over it. And I'm not policing. And God forbid it happens. I'd never want to see anybody lose a child or anybody lose a family member. So I'm never ever gonna police how you should react. Because I always say when it comes to football, if you're not mentally right, you shouldn't be on the pitch. So I salute Sancho. I salute Ronaldo. I salute players who take time out. Because if you're not right, guess what? You're going to be criticized for your poor form. And then we're not going to want to hear the reasons why. If you're not in the mental state, if you're not in the physical state to play football, you shouldn't be on the football pitch. So I don't police that. So I completely disagree with what Faz said. And I think that's just nonsense. It really is. That's nonsense. That's bigger than football. Like, you lot know me. I don't really call people out by name and their opinions because everyone's entitled to their footballing opinion. That's not football. That's more than football. Don't talk about off the field business. Because if I'm a professional footballer and God forbid I lose the loved one, no one ain't telling me I need to be back on the pitch in a week. I'll slap you in the face. No one ain't policing me. Or it's been 2 weeks, you should be fine. What? Oh, it's been 6 weeks, you should be fine. It's been 6. No. I'll tell you when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And if you never get right, that's on me. Because like I said, people lose loved ones and are never the same. I'm saying, I'm sure we all know people like that. Like I say, touch wood, it don't happen. I don't want that for anybody here. I don't want that for anybody watching. But we have to talk the reals here, people. And that's legit what it is. We don't know what went on with Sancho. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Emma who stated that Sancho did lose their loved one. We don't know who he lost. We don't know how close he was to that person. We don't know how he lost them. It could have been even more. Losing someone is tragic anyway, but we don't know how he lost them. So people need to stop talking on things they don't know about. In the same way when you lot will ask me questions about certain players in other countries and I say I've not seen enough of him. This is even further on than that. We don't know what happened until Sancho comes out and sits down and goes, look, this is what happened. I lost this person in this fashion. This is how it's affected me. Leave that man alone. That's why I've not spoken on it. Leave that, because we don't know all the facts and all the information in regards to it. I've said from the start with Sancho, I just want him to get right mentally. Forget football. Just get right mentally as a human being. Big up to Daredevil, who says big up Flawless and everyone else. Love from the USA. Antony has done decent, but we need to see more from him. It'll come good with time. Still young and needs to adapt into the Premier League. I speak on Antony as well. I just want to run through some of the comments. Big up to Yasser, who says, what's up, Flawless? Big up to you. Emma said Ronaldo should have never been playing or even in the squad after that, but he made that decision though. Yeah, that's up to him. Like, that's what it is with Ronaldo. Like, I'm not saying he's wrong. Everybody's different. Steven says, Antony criticism is way over the top. Players like Heung-min Son, Gakpo, and Diogo Jota have been non-existent. Yeah, Son's been terrible. Gakpo's new as well. I know Jota's been injured. Flawless, I think the price tag is why Antony gets stick. When someone costs 80+ million, they expect instant results. But sometimes you need to wait for something to cook. Now, I hear that.
Hey, you know what though? Let me do this though real quick, man. Hey, shout out to Ruga. Ruga actually one of them rivals I can have a conversation with. I see you in the chat, big dog. Shout out to Ruga, man.
Yeah. Big up to Ruga. Big up everyone that is locked in. Let's get to 30 likes because it's just under 50 of you lot locked in. We're 5 short, people. Hit the subscribe button. We're 2 short of the subscriber milestone as well. Big up the community. First season for a young player in a new team, in a new league, in a new country with a different language is always going to be a transitional season. This is it. Mr. Eric 10 out of 10 Hag, this is it. Don't even know the language. And people are talking about he's a flop. Yo, the film's not finished. Let's see how he does. Stephen goes on to say, people have to give time to Antony. The price tag is high, and we are right to demand more from our players as they are top players, but give him time. Already 6 goals, runs, and it's fitting in well. Yeah, I like his output. So he just needs to improve his overall game and a little bit more output as well in terms of goals and assists. But I understand this team is nowhere near the finished article. Not just Antony, the team. So as we get more players in, as Ten Hag gets better, because Ten Hag's not perfect, people. Ten Hag's learning on the job as well. He's improving all the time, and we're seeing Ten Hag's skill set. The players are going to get better as well. Hey, big up to Kay. Good to see my Bajans in the building, and that says big up Flawless. Big up to you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Kay, because obviously I know I first seen you in the comments when I was doing the show with Saint, the ManDem United meets the analysis at Anfield. That is now a weekly show, people. So every Tuesday night, myself and Saint talking all things Manchester United and Liverpool. Big up to Saint. Go subscribe to his channel
Shout
as well.
out to the Saint, the real one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it's confidence. I mean, he's got a lot of eyes on him. New league and a high price tag. He looks very promising every time he's taking players on. That's the thing is, he looks like a confident player to me. I've never once watched Antony and went, it's a lack of confidence. He seems like a very confident individual. And that, again, is just from the outside looking in. I could be wrong. But when you're doing the spin moves and you're doing tricks and dropping the shoulder and all those type of things and shimmying, if you're not confident, you don't normally do those type of things. So, hey, salute. Hey, I like Antony. I'm a fan. Like Aaron said yesterday, you need different weapons for each game, not every day run down the line. Facts. Aaron was spitting. You don't go into war with just one weapon. You know what I'm saying? Man just want to go into war just a chopper. No tanks, no sniper rifles, no grenades, no knives, nothing. Man just want one weapon. Like, no, we don't work like that. You lot some in the chat play Call of Duty. You don't just have one type of gun. You got all different type of guns when you playing COD. All different types. Like I said, you have the choppers. You'll have an M16. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a Glock. You'll have a knife. You'll have grenades, sticky bombs. The list goes on. Like, that's the same as football as well. Lengen Sweet says it's the Sancho stands that are hating on Antony. And that's just dumb if that's the case. They want the same energy that Sancho got. I don't know why people would want that. I get what you're saying, Lengen Sweet. You're not wrong. And there probably is some Sancho stands hating on Antony. But it's like, people are like, oh, Antony's going to come back. I mean, Sancho's going to come back and take Antony's place. And I'm like, if Sancho gets Antony's place, he deserves the spot. Because that means he's playing well. And if Sancho's playing well, that means that the team has a better chance of winning matches, which then improves our chances of winning points, which then improves our chances of winning games, which then improves our chances of winning trophies. I don't care who plays. I just want the best 11 out there, people. Like, I forget my favorites. I'm a Manchester United FC stan. I speak on that all the time. But I hear you, Langan Tweet. Where else tweet? Yes, Cali. Football is secondary. Facts. Very much secondary. Big up to Westbrook is goated as well. Big up Dennis the Great as well. Where else we at? Dominic says, once United get 2 number 8s, one that can pass and another that can dribble, then Antony and Sancho will come good, as we will become a more possession-based team. I agree with that. I think once we start becoming a more possession-based team and Antony has the ball in more situations, we're going to see more from him. Big up to Black Diamond. Yeah, I'll check it, I'll check it after the stream, my guy. Son's been getting criticized. Yeah, he has been. You know what I'm saying in that. But I hear you, Jess. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see it to the level of Antony. But then again, it's Manchester United to Spurs and the price tag. Big up. Oh, yeah, I don't expect no sympathy. But I'm going to still call out the nonsense.
Got to. I'm going
to still call out the nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Large up to Ren, who says, Flawless, we mustn't forget Casemiro cost us 75 million and was benched by McTominay for months. It wasn't that long, but McTominay was playing well.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
McTominay deserved his spot. It's not that Casemiro was bad. It's just that McTominay at that point was playing well. I was calling him new McTominay. Absolutely. Like, that's how I look at it. Let's see. Where we at? Big up to Ryan in the cut as well. So yeah, before we continue, we have hit 30 likes. You know what I'm saying? And that big up to you lot locked in. Let's get to 40 likes, people. We're looking for 40 likes now. Then you know what I'm saying? We're looking for 40 likes. Like check 1212 and subscribers as well. We're still too short of the subscriber milestone. Let me refresh this and see if we're still too short. Yes, we're looking to get to 4,955 subscribers. Before the stream's out, we're looking to be 45 or less away from the 5K people. So hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying, hit the notification bell. There's just under 60 of you lot locked in. I know everyone's not liked, not everyone's subscribed. But yeah, my thoughts on Antony is I have no issue with how he's performing like so far. Do I want to see more from him? Absolutely, I want to see more from him. But is the criticism way over the top? Yes. You know what I'm saying? To say he's slow, to say he don't have, to say he
Slow.
don't have this, yeah, to say he's slow, to say he's a, and this is a guy who said this,
Oh my
he's slow,
god.
he's as bad as a Langer. I'm like, no, like that's just nonsense. What people understand, one great outlet. People really underestimate how good of an outlet Antony is. People really, and when I say that, people think that is simple. When he doesn't play, you see a massive difference. When you put an Alanga out there, or you put a Bruno out there, you see the difference. Being an outlet for your fullback, your fullback, for your right-sided centre back, for your two midfielders, for your number 10, for your striker. That's like 5 players. That's half the outfield players I've just named. And Antony is always showing as well. Can take on a man, which I like. Do I want to see him do more of that? Yes. I also think, one, that's not really a part of his game. He likes to cut inside and pass. Two, I also think it's Ten Hag's instructions as well. But I would like to see him take on a man more, go down the outside, also make more runs in behind. Because against Forest, he did that really well and he should have scored. But I want to see more from him. I want to see more of that from him. Drift inside. You know what I'm saying? Play 1-2s because he's technically sound. So that's one thing I'll say about him. Technically very sound. Number one. Number two, physically, he's got it as well. He's quick enough. He's direct enough for my liking. I'm like, yes. Do I want to see him improve these things? Yes, but I like it so far, is what I'd say. In terms of his mental attributes, fine. I just mentioned his confidence already, his influence. Games don't drift him by. That's what I like. You always notice him being on the pitch, and that was a big criticism people and I had of Sancho, where it's like, I don't remember you playing. It's like you have to impact games either positively or in a negative fashion, but impact the games. So in terms of Sancho, I like what I'm seeing. I understand, again, as we become a possession-based team, he'll get more of the ball. If we're in a team we're dominating, we having 60, 65% of the ball, that means Antony's getting double figures. He's getting 10, 11 more times to influence the game. And that's just volume. If he's getting the ball in dangerous areas 10 more times than he normally is, even if 3 of those times that becomes a goal or assist over a game period, that's ridiculous. Over a game period, over a 10-match period, he's getting 100 more times with the ball. Sorry, people, I had to do the maths there. You know what I'm saying? He's getting 100 more times with the ball over a 10-match period. Over a season, that's 300, 400. And I trust him with his attributes. So again, people just want to get onto him. Rival fans, I understand, I get it, but it's our own fans. Do you want to see more? Yes. But how about we put energy on Bruno? How about we put energy on Bruno, who's been here longer and is our only other senior attacker? Weghorst is new. Rashford's in great form. It's on Bruno. I'm not putting it on the 22-year-old Brazilian who can't even speak English. I'm letting him get acclimatized to the league, first and foremost. Let him learn the language. You know what I'm saying? Let him learn how to say 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if he can or he can't, but I'm using that point to just like point out just the basics, the things we take for granted as because we all speak English.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. But yeah, is the criticism over the top? Way over the top. Way over the top. Way over the top. And like I said, I liked his performance, particularly in the first half against Forest. And should he have scored? Yes.
Yeah.
But is there improvements? Yes. Do I want to see him use his right foot? Yes, definitely. He needs to just develop that, just so he has the Maris thing and can go either side. Because at the moment, defenders know he's going to cut in and use his left foot. All right, go around the outside. Use your right foot. Make your right foot just reasonable. You don't even have to be exceptional. Even exceptional. But yeah, I'm a fan of Antony. I like how it's going. I want to see improvements from him this season, yes. But I also want to see and then obviously next season, I'm looking for much more from him. Absolutely. But yeah, man, people gonna hate the fact that people got a reach and it's Antony is like cool. And people are like, oh, well, you wasted the money. Say he's not good enough. All right, we go get another right winger. Diallo will be coming back anyway. So that's competition for places. And I like how we're lining up. Sancho's back. Sancho can play left or right. I'd prefer to see him central. I don't know how Ten Hag's going to use him. But soon enough, Antony this season is going to have competition for that place when Sancho is back. Then next season, when Diallo's back, you have Sancho, you have Diallo, who can both take your shirt. So yeah, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying, and that, like, that's why I wanted to say, because people consistently ask me about this. They're like, oh, why don't you criticize Antony? Because he's new. That's why. He's new. That's why people like that's what it is. Where else we at? Let's see what's going on. Questions. Sorry if I missed your questions, people. Ask them again. I may have missed some as well. I may have missed some. Hey, big up Day and Dubs. Big up Dubs. Says what's up, Sarcasm City. What's up, chat? Over 50 of you lot locked in. We're too short of 40 likes, man. Let's do so. But big up to you lot because you've been sharing it out. That's why we're getting more numbers in here on a consistent basis as well. Steven says, where do you think the squad needs more strength? I'll let you answer that first, Eddie.
Yeah, I think midfield to start, and I think right back just needs um another body. I think striker wise, we could, yeah. So if I had to rank, I'd go midfield, then striker, then the right back position. Because we spoke on it, I've just come to the realization that we cannot be a title winning team or a title charging team with a player like Bruno getting the amount of time that he does. Like, we can't do it. I I'm and I mean, I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Maybe in a couple years I can look back on this and be proven wrong. And if I'm proven
Yeah,
wrong, I would actually be happy to be proven wrong.
absolutely. You're a United
Right?
fan, of course. You want
I
Bruno
will
to be
be
there
happy to
first.
be proven wrong. But I'm watching this guy play week in and week out. And I don't have the list in front of me, but I'm pretty sure there's about 10 midfielders I would take before I take Bruno.
Nah, I hear you. I'm with that. I'm with you on
Like,
that one.
I haven't seen him play in a little bit, but every time I watch Madison play,
Hmm,
I'm like, you telling me we could have had that and I got this?
hmm.
We could have had that and I got this? Nah, fam. I'm cool off this Bruno guy. Like him. Unfortunately, I'm cool off of Juan Bissaka too.
Hmm.
Because people want to talk about why Anthony looks like he's regressed, and a big part of that is the Delo partnership isn't there. Him and
That's true.
Delo speak the same language.
Yep.
They operate on a certain wavelength, and with him playing the way he's been playing, it's helped Anthony a lot. And with Juan Bissaka being there, okay, we've seen improvement,
Hmm,
but I don't think the improvement is enough to cover up the deficiencies that reared their ugly head in the Arsenal match when it mattered the most. And I think they also, like, this is twice I've seen this with him on the pitch. That back post is
yeah.
giving me Trent vibes.
Yeah. It's bad. It's
It's
bad.
like they target him. They target him. They notice that he cannot make the proper decisions when left for him to decide with that ball in the air, because we saw it with the Grealish goal and we saw it with the Arsenal goal. And it's unfortunate, bro, because I can't get over the fact that he's a demon when he's guarding the ball.
Hmm,
But once the ball leaves him, not to get too bad, but it's like a dog with no sense of direction, just turning in circles. Don't even know where to look. Don't even know where the ground is. Don't know where the sky is. Just excited and just turning himself in circles.
hmm.
So that's where I'd say we need to strengthen our squad. I think if I had it, yeah, you know what? Shout out to Steven for the question and for the comments. Shout out to
Yeah.
everybody for the comments. This has been a real dope chat mafia group that y'all been putting in with these comments. I can deal with the Enzo Fernandez. I'm not too high on him like as everybody else, but again, he's better than Bruno.
If we did
Like,
sign him, we could push Ericsson into the 10 and then play
yeah, but
Enzo
you know
where
what?
where it's there. Yeah,
Even with
go.
the Erickson thing, I'm
Yeah.
seeing it, and it's so unfortunate because of how class this guy is.
Hmm,
Um, his body cannot handle the intensity that we play with on a consistent basis. That's why you start to see him slip when he doesn't have the ball at his feet, or maybe even sometimes with the ball at his feet. He's older. He's been through something that directly directly deals with his cardiovascular health. We're not
Facts.
talking about a muscle injury. We're not talking about a knee injury. We're talking about your heart, people. So I'm not a doctor, but I can tell you that he's still working his way back from that, I believe. And he's not like some of these people have managed this their entire life,
Yeah.
so they know how to exert themselves, how to manage that type of situation they're going through. This is all fairly new to him. Having a pacemaker is just happened like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
It wasn't
That's
too
right.
long ago. So I would upgrade our midfield, because even I think Casemiro's up there in age, right? And this has been a beautiful thing from Casemiro, but it's just a smart thing to do is to start to look for that player who can replace Casemiro in a couple years.
Yeah,
Is
get
does it
that
come
player
in the
in now.
summer?
Yeah.
Get it to it now. Does it come in the summer? No. Does it need to come next summer? I believe so. But I don't want to have to see him continually drop stinkers. And I don't even know if that's in his MO because of how fucking just
Just his
how much of
character.
a dog this dude is,
Yeah.
right? Like we can wait a little bit, but the midfielding needs replacement.
Mm.
Definitely needs replacement.
Ah, absolutely. Stephen, to answer your question, everywhere. I've spoken on this in depth when I say where it needs more strength. Definitely right back in terms of Wan-Bissaka's played well as of late, but I still want better competition for the local. I don't think Wan-Bissaka's it. Maguire will be moved on, so we definitely need a centre back. I want a better backup centre back than Lindelof. You know what I'm saying, not saying Lindelof can't stay, but to me, he should be fourth choice. It should be Varane, Martinez, new centre back, then Lindelof. In terms of the midfield, that he just spoke on it there, all three positions. I'm saying Casemiro replacement, Eriksen profile, and another number 10. So that's three. And definitely three strikers, I would say. So that's where I think. So literally the whole team, pretty much, I think needs
Yeah.
strengthening. Pretty much the whole team, Stephen. But that goes to show how short we are everywhere. But I knew this beforehand. That's why
Yeah.
Ten Hag is working miracles. This is why I salute the new signings. This is why I salute the whole squad, because they are doing the most they can. I don't think our squad can do any better. I think they are literally maximum. They've achieved way more so far than I expected. Someone would have said in January, at the end of January, I'd be on this show saying, yeah, Manchester United have a good chance of winning 3 trophies. I would have been like, you crazy.
Let me ask you some
Yeah,
about
go on,
that
go on.
center back
Yeah.
spot, though. What do you think about just moving Shaw there permanently?
I like that. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think I said it yesterday. And I think it might have been
Mm,
you who asked me about this. I do like that. But then if we did move Shaw there permanently, then we'd have to go get another left back. And I don't know if it's
okay.
what's his name? That Fernandez, the kid. Is it Alvaro? I think it's Alvaro Fernandez we've got. I don't know a lot about him, but even if it was
Mm,
him as backup to Malacia or we went and signed the left back. But yeah, if we moved on Maguire, Shaw moved central, and then we brought in a kid as a left back, I'm cool with that. I have no issue with that. I like Shaw. I
yeah.
can't believe I'm saying this. I've seen enough of Shaw in those 2-3 games where he played centre back, and I'm like, yeah, to the point where when we went away to Arsenal, I was like, if we see Luke Shaw at centre back, I'm with it. I can't
Yeah.
believe I'm saying that. Away at the Emirates. When we go away to Barcelona, if he decides for whatever reason, say there was injuries, I know Martinez is suspended, but let's say hypothetically, if Luke Shaw was centre back away at Barcelona, I go, you know what? Cool. No qualms with that. So yeah, I do like that idea. But again, I like the fact that Ten Hag has selection problems. These are good headaches to have and good issues to have. That's what I like. Clinical says, do you think you'll do the cup double? I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think we'll win 2 trophies.
Mm,
What 2 trophies it is, I don't know. But I think we have a great chance at all three. I don't think we'll win all three. But I've gone out on a limb and say, yeah, I can see us winning 2 trophies. I can see us doing a Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or Europa League. All three would just be like out of this world. But I can genuinely see us winning two. And I say that, people, because as good as I think we are, I'm talking about how the competition's opened up in terms of opposition. When I look, All right, see, Carabao Cup, we're through to the final. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get Eddie's thoughts on that as well shortly. We got Newcastle. I think we can beat Newcastle in a one-off game. The FA Cup, obviously, City play Arsenal tonight. There'll be a watch along for that on the Twitch. But that's opened up because City or Arsenal are going to go out. Liverpool could go out to Brighton. Tottenham, there's no guarantee they get past Preston, even though I think they will. But then it's Tottenham Hotspur. Like, no disrespect. We know what they're
Yep.
like with Conte. Chelsea are already out. Newcastle are already out. This competition's opening up. This competition's opening up. And then Europa League, I look at it. Yeah, we got Barcelona, who are probably the other favorites for the competition. But if we get past Barcelona, which I fully think we will, I've said this. Don't tell me about their form and their great and all this, because the majority of you lot saying that think La Liga is a farmers league. And Real Sociedad are third in that league. So that tells you all you need to know. I think if we get past Barcelona, I look at it and go, who was there to fear? Juventus are a mess. Someone let me know in the chat if there's a team that are in the Europa League that we should fear people. Not saying we can't lose, but fear. So yeah, to answer your question, Clinical, I think we can do a cup double. What are you saying, fam, about a cup double?
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, for me, like, I'm just, the only trepidation I have is how many games these people are trying to put us through. Hey, people, is how you know they can't get enough of a winning Manchester United side. They want us on TV every goddamn day. Hello.
Every day.
These is first world problems, people, and they require first world solutions. So I'm cool with it, but I wish we could bring in one more body, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I like our chances. I just want us to bring in one more body because it's a lot of football, dog. It's a lot of football that they're asking these brothers to have to come and show up and show out for. And I think one of the best things we've seen is how Ten Hag has managed it. I think to still look the way that we look when we show up there and not out there looking like zombies. Now you got a couple, like we said, Erickson. We expect this. I expected this, right? When he first came in, I understand that physically he was going to be compromised, but the way he plays the game, that's going nowhere. We saw it when he was at Brentford. He was still putting in performances, but now that you're able to see him, you can see like he's one of the players you can tell he's tired. Like that, whenever he has a bad game, for me, because I know, because I know the way that the manager sets this up, he doesn't create a lot of room for error with his midfield tactics. And then, because again, you look at it like we don't make triangles, we make diamonds when you look at it. Like it's like we always have you in the midfield, you always have an option to pass the ball somewhere. But you got to be technically sound, and that's why you see Bruno still finding a way to fuck it up. But yeah, I just think we have the quality, we have the mentality, we have the tactics. There's no reason for you not to be confident in us getting away with 2 trophies. And I think the only thing, 2 trophies and top 4. That's why I think how good we are compared to the rest of the field, right? And I look at the gaps that we have on a Liverpool, and I look at our closest competition being Spurs.
Yeah.
And I like our chances in the top 4 race. And then I look at what we have to see in the Carabao Cup. Yeah. I cannot say, especially if we're on our day, the way we've been playing, the way we approach the game, I can't see us not getting that trophy against the Newcastle or Southampton. I just can't see it. Wow. I think that's just us fumbling the bag or some players not turning up. But yeah, I think Ten Hag will take that as seriously as he needs to. I think Newcastle struggle to score, and I think we shut teams down. I think that plays in our favor. And I think when you look at the other end, we have the attacking quality to at least get a goal whenever we want.
Yeah, facts. We got the most, you know what I'm saying, the most informed player in the league. So with Rashford, you definitely can. And then you throw Bruno in there, you throw Antony in there, you throw Martial in there, you throw Weghorst in there, you throw Ericsson in there. We have enough going forward. we have enough. To me, we do. We definitely
Yeah.
do. I'm saying. And you lot, we will continue to get through the questions. Don't worry, I've started the better ones. Just keep them Manchester United related. And of course, if you want me to definitely get to your question, super chat people. And then me and Eddie will get directly to it. But we're trying to get through all the questions we can. 6 more likes. We're short of 50 people. We're looking at 50 likes. We're 6 short. Get us up to 50 likes, people. And subscribe as well. We're still 2 short of the subscriber milestone we're looking at. 4,955. I know everyone who's locked in has not hit that subscribe button, people. I know that. Peter says, I cannot understand why our fan base rates Bruno so highly. Goals and assists. That's what I would say, Peter. And to Emma, who says Diallo's apparently been playing in the 10 now. I heard this, but Diallo just needs game time. So the fact that he's not been playing out wide at Sunderland doesn't concern me. I'm just glad he's getting game time 1, 2, and he's playing well. But I don't see him landing at Manchester United where a team's still building and still in progress, and like Ten Hag's like, all right, you're going to play in the 10. So I think he's a great option to have. I think he will play there at times. I think we've seen Antony play. Well, we did see Antony play there against Forest in the last game. But I think he'll be deployed out wide. I think so.
He looked better than Bruno.
He did. He did. He did. Aruga says, Europa League, do you realize that Arsenal are still in that competition, Flawless? Yes, but 1, Arsenal and Europe are like oil and water. They don't mix. 2, Arsenal are not taking that seriously. There's no way Arteta is taking that competition serious. I wouldn't even be worried about Arsenal if Arsenal were like 4th, 5th, or 6th, or 8th, where they've been in previous years. But because of them being on a title charge, they're not taking that competition serious. So if we play Arsenal, I'm fully confident of beating them. Because they got bigger fish to fry. I'm saying, like, that's not important to them like that. And to Black Diamond, who says, so what are you going to do with Martinez if you put Shaw full-time left centre-back? Are you going to play 2 left-wing CBs? Then you're going to put Martinez as a backup 6. Martinez needs to... Nah, you missed the point, Black Diamond. We were talking about Shaw being backup.
Yeah.
Shaw's the backup.
Oh, hey, Black Diamond, you already know. On my squad, on my 11, Shaw ain't starting, G. Shaw ain't starting. But if he was to start, he'd have to be in that center back position because I'm sorry, I've seen him get cooked 1 too many times. It's just a fact, people. He's not the athlete that he's seeing on the wing. I would have rather have Malacia kicking the hell out of Saka for 90 minutes than what I had to see at that Arsenal match. I get it, his play on the ball isn't where it needs to be right now. But, hey, it's better than Basaka. I'm going to be real, people. That's it. I don't think that Shaw, I've come to understand what Shaw is. He can win the ball back in close situations. But the idea of him having to operate on the flank and operate against the wingers that we're going to be seeing on a daily basis, when athletically he's not there, but as a center back, he fits the profile. Stocky, strong, can play a pass.
Yep.
I'll give him that. His left foot is decent. But the idea of him getting up and down on the wing, nah, I'm not here for that.
So yeah, backup Black Diamond when we're saying that. That's what we mean. We're talking about backup. And sure, he's left-footed like you mentioned there. What perfect backup for Martinez. Still gives the team balance. And then can do a job in certain games at left back as well. If he needs to switch in game or he needs to play out there. If we're playing a Forest away, for instance, and we're short at left back, he can also do a job out there as well. It's good. Again, good options to have. That's what I like. And we're 5 short. Hit the like button, you lot. Let's bump up them likes. Let's get to 50 likes expeditiously. Drizzy there says, Flawless, if we want to win the FA Cup and then the shame plugged in. Plugging my laptop. Plugging the charger, sorry. Flawless, if you want to win the FA Cup and Europa League, then we will play 64 matches. That's what happens. When you're in competitions and you're going deep into competitions and you're trying to win multiple trophies, you're going to play a lot of matches. Too often in the past few years, our season's been done by January, February, March. I'm glad that it's looking like at the end of the season, we could have a Europa League final to look forward to in the last stages of the FA Cup. And we'll also have a Carabao Cup final next month. This is what it's like being a Manchester United fan. This is what I was accustomed to growing up. You know what I'm saying? As a teenager. You know what I'm saying? As I'm in as I'm in college. You know what I'm saying? As I'm in my 20s, I'm used to Manchester United. Our season, yeah, season starts April. What did Sir Alex Ferguson call it? Squeaky bum time. Like, that's what this is, where the pressure's high because every game legit counts. One bad game, one bad decision can trash your whole season. So that's how I'm looking at it. So, and that's what the players want as well. Players don't want their season. Do we want to be Liverpool, whose season could be done by the end of Feb? Because if they get knocked out by Brighton, which could happen, if they get knocked out by Real Madrid, which will happen, their season's done by March. Then what are you playing for? You got March, April, May, and the season's extended because of the World Cup June. So you're just playing 4 months and you're just going through the motions. Well, you are top for fighting for top four. So yeah, like I'm glad Manchester United are playing that many matches. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Hey, big up you lot as always. Good questions, good questions. I'm just trying to pick out the best ones as well. Nick says, do you think some of the thin youngsters like Maino or Iqbal will get some game time as the season progresses and fatigue starts setting into the starters? I'll let you answer this first, Eddie.
They'll need to. Again, we need to give some of these brothers a break. So I'm here for that. I think if there are any more games where we faced, like, I'd have him playing some minutes today. I mean, not
Yeah.
today, tomorrow against
Yep.
Reading.
Mm-hmm.
Get them on the pitch. Hopefully, go up a goal or two, and then get them on. Get the midfielders rested. Got to get our get back against Palace. Got two games
Yes.
against Leeds that are just
Yep.
going to be emotionally draining. Like, I
Yep.
already know y'all whole city finna go crazy
Yep. Yep.
because of
Yep.
that one. And so yeah, I that's what I want. I think, whether they're good enough or not, could care less. Like, I'm just worried about resting certain dudes.
Mm.
Like, even with the Langa, I heard a Langa might go out on loan, and I'm all good with that if we get something we can use in return.
Mm.
Like, I'm not, because again, I'll just have a Langa go out there and run around just to get the time moving still. You dig? That's it. Like, especially if it's a game that we have under control, that we aren't really threatened by what they're doing with the ball. Yeah, trust me, give me that. I'll take that.
Fairs. Yeah, in regards to this, I've said it before, Nick. It's all hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, in terms of everybody is going to play. This is why we're seeing Palestri play. Alanga's going to play. All the players you rate, all the players you don't rate are going to play.
Yeah.
Ruger mentioned it. We could play 64 matches. There's no way you can play 64 matches with 11 players, 12 players, 15 players. Fatigue will set in. Injuries will happen. Suspensions will happen. Loss of form will happen. So, yeah, everybody's going to play. So, yeah, play them. And let's see if how good they are. That's what it is. Let's see if these youngsters can step up to the plate and play a role like a Palestri, for instance, who I've seen twice now in short stints, and I'm like, you can play a role this season. I'm not saying tie him down to a deal and give him the number 7 shirt, but what I'm saying is for this season currently and how it's going and where our squad is, it's all hands on deck. Like, man, asking about new signings and would you take Royce? Like RJ said it here. And what do you guys think of Marco Royce potentially coming in on loan? I'm not a big fan of it, but we have no choice. We are not negotiating from a position of power. We are sounding like I sound like Franklin from Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? Bodies, bodies, bodies.
Bodies,
Him,
bodies,
her.
bodies.
That's it. That's how I'm looking at it. Bring me like we just need bodies at this point. Yes, you want it
Yeah.
to be quality. You don't want it to just be anybody, but we're not negotiating from a position of power. It's the 27th of January. The transfer window closes at the end of this month. We don't have a lot of money. Go sign some players on loan. So if it happens to be Marco Royce, then so be it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's who they saying?
Yeah, the same Marco Royce. And then Aaron mentioned it yesterday when we was on Red Talk, and he said something like United, we've been linked with some mystery creative forward, but no one knows who it is. So a creative player, I should say. But there's been no news of exactly who it is. So I don't know. I hope it's right though. Bring us another creative player. Let's go. Hey,
Yeah,
Ren, stop
yo.
spamming in the chat. Wait, before you continue, Ren, stop spamming or I will block you. Stop spamming in the chat. Yeah, go on, carry on, fam.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with that. The best thing is he's a midfielder who understands he's a midfielder, right?
Mm.
And I don't have to look and see my midfielder next to the striker every 2 minutes.
Mm.
That's what I appreciate. Like, yes, if it's a hey man, low key, I remember Dortmund were looking at Alanga. Just do a
Mm.
little loan swap.
Mm.
Little loan swap. We'll get Royce. Now, would I take somebody a bit younger? Yes.
Mm.
That's a given. But we just lost Van de Beek, and
Yeah.
we have no other creative midfielder. Again, I
Facts.
don't even like calling Bruno creative midfielder because all I can talk about him doing well is his pressing. And you know what now that you mention it, you know who
Mm.
I honestly would start
Go
at
on.
right winger if you people I'd start Bruno at right wing.
It's a
I'd
shout.
say get him out of the middle of the pitch. It is gone long enough. His treachery and terrorism. Y'all have to understand. We win in spite of this brother. Certain players are reverting back to them old. Let me not say too much to their old selves, because again, that brother used to just run around wherever he wanted to.
Mm.
Sometimes he gets off the leash, but it's not. It's just more about his ability to pass the ball.
Mm.
It's not where it needs to be for this team. For the position that he plays, midfield is literally a make or break position in this league.
Facts.
When you look about and you look about how teams are somewhat getting to their play, it's because they have a difference maker in the midfield. Now, he might be as plain as water, but Odegaard makes the simple play,
Plain as
the
water.
right play, and that's what causes him to be a difference maker. De Bruyne spamming crosses is a difference maker. He can spam crosses, he can make certain passes. Now his mobility, his energy, those are concerning. But it's on the his ball, his play on the ball is what separates him from a lot of midfielders in this league.
Mm.
Life changed for us when Casemiro pulled up.
Yeah.
And then when you
Absolutely.
look at Newcastle, they have a bunch of midfielders who get the job done. Not special, but their midfield does it as a collective. And I think Eddie Howe sets them up well, so it
Yep.
all comes together well for them. When you're talking about us, we could be doing so much more better. I swear to God, if we had a midfielder who was competent, more
Oh,
competent than
absolutely.
what we have now.
Oh, absolutely. You spitting, fam. Absolutely. Goddamn, lutely. Like, yeah, even though Bruno's been better overall this season, there's still vast improvements that could be made in that area. Because then we would see better from Rashford, even though Rashford's been good. We would then see better from Antony and the striker, whoever that is, whether that's Martial, whether that's Vegas. And I look at the number 10 the same way I look at the number 9 as well. Once we actually have a settled number 9 who's top quality, and Vegas has been good, don't get me wrong, but he's not the final answer. Like
Yeah.
a Harry Kane, like a Vlahovic, like a Tony, somebody of that ilk, then we'll see better from everyone. I think people really underestimate like how having better individuals in your. It sounds stupid, but it's like people fail to realize that having better individuals in your team makes players better around them. Like it makes other players better. I think people fail to realize this. And now Bruno's played right wing, Ruger. He's played right wing. Against City, he played on the right. Like, is it permanent? No, but can Bruno do a job out there? Yes, in certain games. But he shouldn't be starting there week in, week out. No, he should not be. Again, you lot, big up. You lot were one short of the 50 like mark. And yo, we hit the milestone as well, 4,955. Hey, big up to you lot, man.
Shout
Big
out
up
to
to you
y'all,
lot.
man.
What I'm saying, large up to you lot. We actually hit the milestone, so big up. And we're just one short of 50 likes. Me and Eddie are going to close out shortly, so get your final few questions in as well. Paul says people need to stop twisting things to suit your Antony criticism. Up to it's fair. Antony's criticism is fair up to a certain extent. You should take a look at Garnacho game, direct and produces. Here, the thing is, that's just not Antony's game. Would I like him to be more direct? Absolutely. But that's
Yeah.
not his game. He's not really, even though he's quick, he's not really like a kick and run and front up the fullback all of the time. Not all of the time, some of the time. But what I
Yeah.
do like is his ability to give and goals and 1-2s and play nice passes. That's what I really like. Like the chance he created against Forest.
Yeah.
Garnacho wouldn't create that chance. That's no disrespect. Garnacho, because that's not his game. But
That's
then
not his
certain
game.
things Garnacho does, Antony doesn't do. And that's why what Aaron said was correct. When you go to war, you need different weapons. Because
Yep.
Eddie mentioned it. Wan-Bissaka likes playing against the direct kick and run wingers. He'd much rather play against a Rashford or a Garnacho than he would against Antony or a Sancho, because they pose him different problems. And that's how you have to look at it. And that's how I look at it. So yeah, like I say, Antony, yeah, the criticism isn't over the top. Obviously, rival fans are going to criticize him heavily. I know that. But I'm talking more so definitely our own fans, which is dumb. Shout out to you, Flawless, for all the hard work you're putting in the streams. Shout out to the co-hosts like Eddie, and shout out the chat. Big up. Hey, look for the kind words. Westbrook is goated.
That. Westbrook is goated.
Big up, Westbrook is goated and that. Black Diamond says he was direct at Ajax, having some difficulty in the Premier League. That too.
Yeah.
New league. I'm saying
new league. Yeah, man.
New league. He might be coming up against, I don't watch the Dutch league, but he might be coming up against better athletes. He's also not in a settled team as well, with a settled system. He's going into a work in progress where you go from being the best team in Holland, dominating the ball, to the third, fourth best team in the league and having less of the ball.
Ruga. I'm trying to get this brother out the middle of the pitch. That's all it is, bro. He's not a right winger. I agree with you. But I need him out the middle. So if the managers can continue to play him, I hope tactically he pushes that dude to the middle, the right of the pitch. Like I can't deal with him being in our midfield. I've had it. I'm done. Last game against Nottingham Forest, that's how you look. Crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy watch, bro. It was a crazy watch.
And to the dreamer who says, do you think Pogba would have shined in this team? Yes, but we just got to let the Pogba thing go. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, man.
With what's going on at Juventus, and I'm a big fan of Pogba. Don't get me wrong, people. Huge fan. Mad talented. The criticism of him was way, way, way over the top. Actually helped us have our last successful season we had. But I don't want to see him back for his own sake.
That's it.
It's just not right. For his own sake, it's just not right. Pogba and Manchester United do not mix. We've seen it. It don't mix. Let it go. That's what I would say. Let it go. And yes, Ryan, there is a Q&A tonight. And if you would have checked the upcoming live stream schedule, you would see this. But yes, there's a Q&A every Friday, 11:30 p.m. tonight, people. Before that,
come on, man. What is this? Amateur hour, Ryan? You know where the schedule's at, man.
You know where the schedule's at. Exactly. 11:30 p.m. the Q&A tonight, people, here on the YouTube. But before that, the Manchester City Arsenal FA Cup watch along. That'll be live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Download the Twitch app, people, because you're getting Premier League watch alongs on there that are non-Manchester United. Getting FA Cup watch alongs that are non-Manchester United. Carabao Cup, the semi-final second leg with Newcastle and Southampton will be on there. NBA watch alongs, fan calling shows, plus more. That's all on the Twitch. If you're a fan of Sarcasm City TV and you only watch the YouTube, you're not getting the full experience. So download the Twitch app for free. You sign up for free. And the same way you watch and comment on YouTube, it's the exact same on Twitch, people. And because them streams disappear, it gets even crazier. Like, that's like Sarcasm City after dark type shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Black Diamond, you know what he's like. You know what I'm saying? Wow, I just asked that innocent question and look at the way I got treated, because you can just go and check.
Go cry to HR about it, man. I tried, man. You don't act like I haven't been trying to defend you on this platform, dog. I've been your lawyer in so many situations, but this one you have to hold that. You have to hold that. Read the schedule, my boy.
You can literally go check the schedule, people. That's what he can do. The schedule's there. And what I've done, I've updated it all the way till next week, Sunday, people. So you can see all the shows that are coming up. So next week, Friday, Ryan, you can go see if the Q&A is on there. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I've not missed it. You can go check that out. Big up to Paul, says, imagine Martinez and Casemiro beasts beside each other, either in the midfield or at the back. Don't want to see Casemiro at centre-back, but I think at some point we might see Martinez in the midfield. We might do. We might see that. But before we close out, Eddie, thoughts on... Yeah, actually, a couple questions. So thoughts on the Forest game winning 3-0, how you're looking at the final against Newcastle, and also the Reading game as well.
Thoughts were professional performance, and that's what I enjoy about my team now. I remember again, I can't forget them Ollie days, bruh. We made everybody look so damn good. I never knew what to expect. Now, oh, you might have to get this dude ran up out of here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah. He's gone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's gone.
Um,
I tried in it. I tried.
yeah, don't do all that, bro.
Yeah, I tried.
Um, yeah, it was just like everybody would show out whenever we pulled up. Now they know better. Now they know better. Now they know we not the type that y'all can be out here just playing games with because we'll punish you. And to see Weghorst get his first goal, and I'm telling you, bruh, I knew it. I knew the man, like I just knew he was one of them ones. Like he's a bully, but he's a smooth operator at the same time. You love to see it. You gotta have the finesse, you gotta have the shithousery, you gotta have the mentality. He got all of that. He could again, if he wants to. I've seen enough for his like if he just wants if he knows his role that I play, I might play. I usually play in cup games. I'll come
Mhm.
through, play 30 minutes. So if we get another striker, keep him, keep him for like 2 or 3 more years. Yeah, I don't think he's too old.
I don't know. Let me see how old he is. Actually, I'm gonna check his age now. Give me a sec. That's all you know. Let me have a look. Hey Ryan, hold that, fam. Hold that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you burned. Hold that, fam. Hold that. Yeah, Veghorst he's 30 years old. He'll
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
31 in
He can
August.
stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, man. The choice striker, man. I'm with it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Um, I think that's been a dope thing to see because like just how clean he is on the ball.
Technically very sound. Yep.
It's a breath of fresh air because I'm not gonna lie to you. He is the most informed player in the Prem. He's the best winger in the Prem right now, Rashford.
Mm.
But brother, he a runner, he a track star. That's it. That's it. Y'all like that direct? That is the king of directness. Like he's not of the same. Now, people don't get it mistaken. I'm not saying he is, but it's like him and Mbappe read from the same training manual.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like Mbappe's like the king of that, and I'm a big fan of Mbappe. People,
Yeah,
you don't know this. That's no slight. I've already said the only player I'm spending 90, 100 million on is Kylian Mbappe. That's it. If it's not named Kylian Mbappe, I want someone at my club for that price. But go on, carry on, fam.
and he again because now I see them what the mentality is. He earned my respect. I wasn't the biggest fan. I was looking at that Euro debacle, and I was looking at him kind of funny.
First, first,
But the
first.
way that brother put on a show in the World Cup final, like, cause yo, that stage was so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think people deep like that was probably the most watched World Cup in the history because of the numerous ways in which people can now receive media, whether that be streaming, TV, or you name it, they can show the game. And then you talk about
Mhm.
the circumstances. So,
Yeah.
I had to give him his love. I had to give him his love. But for that game, I'm just happy we put it in the book. Moving on to the final, like I said, I think tactically we have the players to go into any competition, any match, and feel confident.
Yes.
When I look at Rashford, the way he's playing, hell, Anthony, if he's the type of player that can bring a goal out of nowhere. Again, that left foot is still something spectacular.
Yes.
And hopefully Martial gets back on the pitch healthy because people are starting to see how much he means to our ability to attack.
Yes. Absolutely.
Um so yeah, that was cool. I think when it comes to Reading, I want us to get this game done early, get these brothers some rest. I'd like to see I don't think I want to see Varane
First.
because it's Reading.
That being
Um
said, Varane didn't play against Forest.
so he might play.
He
Yeah, I
might
forgot
play.
Linda was out
Yeah.
there. So he might play against Reading.
Just the way this guy calls him gonna do. This guy.
Yeah, I had to. Martinez, keep playing him. He's getting back into form. It looks like most of the tequila got sweated up out of him. He's starting to play his thing well. And then I want to see Malassi on the left. Delo, I kind of would like Delo to get some minutes. That way I don't want him to jump into a Crystal Palace match. Because again, we got
Don't forget we got the second leg against Forest as well to get minutes and players legs as well.
Is that this week?
Yeah, that's next week Wednesday, fam. So we play tomorrow and then we play Wednesday. Yeah.
So we play tomorrow, we play Wednesday.
Yeah. And then we play Palace on the Saturday at 3 p.m.
Okay, yeah. So and that's the thing with Palace. Like, we got one can't go back all-star. They got a couple of them dudes.
Can't go back all-star.
Can't go back. Now they not all-stars, but they just can't go back role players. You dig what I'm talking about?
Can't go back.
And then they got the ultimate of can't go back all-stars as a manager. So he already knows how to tap into that. Listen, dog, we're not going back to cold sausages and noodles, man. We're not doing that. He gave them kind of speeches, you know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, man, we got to hold it down. I think we will this week. I think all we got to look forward to is the Crystal Palace rematch. And, just managing minutes, man. Just managing minutes. That's all I'm really worried about.
I think it's a mix. Yeah, because I agree with you in terms of, man is saying the low still injured, so it will be Wan-Bissaka. Malacia getting minutes, I'm cool with. Like, he's not going to fatigue like that. Martinez, who you mentioned, who's back in form, back in the swing of things. If he decides to play Varane, cool. If he decides to go with Lindelof, cool. Even if he decides to go with Maguire, cool. I don't really have no qualms. I want to see Casemiro and Eriksen both rested for this Reading game. I would have all these players on the bench, though. I would throw McTominay, a Fred out there, maybe even a youngster.
Let me say this, though, real quick. I'm sorry for interrupting.
That's cool, fam. Cool.
Hey, I'm calling a 1-1 rematch, City v Arsenal.
You're saying it's going to be a replay? Okay.
Yeah, they're going to have to replay that joint.
Yeah, I'm with that. Extra games for both of them. I'm with
it.
So, would I play Bruno? Yes. I suppose you could play Antony or Palestri. You could start out there. I'm not sure Sancho's back in training, so I'd like to see him get minutes, whether it's from the start or whether he's actually on the pitch. Same with Garnacho over the other side. Don't know about Martial, but Weghorst, it's fine. Like, if he decides to start him as well. What I would say is, then I've got selection headaches. And that's good. He's got options. It was like, we played this game against Reading, and then we got the second leg against Forest, which is a non-game. Well, I'd like to see him, and I'm changing my mind here, I would like to see him play a stronger side against Reading than a weaker side against Forest. Because, like, that Forest game, we're 3-0 up, that tie's done. Game's done, we're in the final. So we can play whoever in that game. But I still want us to take the FA Cup extremely seriously. Extremely serious. I'd be pissed if we go out in the FA Cup. Ted, like, go do the business. It's a home tie against non-Premier League opposition. Go do the business and what's required. There will be a watch-along for it here on the channel. All of this is on the upcoming live stream schedule as well. Don't forget, FA Cup watch-alongs throughout. So today you've got City versus Arsenal on the Twitch. Tomorrow, Saturday, you've got Preston North End versus Tottenham Hotspur on the Twitch. And then obviously back here for Manchester United versus Reading. And then the Sunday, we've got Brighton versus Liverpool. That will also be live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. To Ryan, who says top 4 or trophy. That's if I tell you you're not going to win the Europa League, because obviously that would mean you're going to the Champions League anyway. Top trophy. I'm trophy over a top 4. Yeah. There's no top 4. If we finish 5th and win the Carabao Cup, I'll finish 5th and win the FA Cup. Cool. Because if we don't win the Europa League, I don't want to be in the Champions League. If this squad currently is constructed right now is not good enough to win the second tier European competition, we have no business in the first tier European competition.
Speak on it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously context matters. If we get a whole load of injuries and we got to play kids, different conversation. Or if the majority of our team is fit and we don't win the Europa League, I don't want to see Champions League for what? To go get embarrassed? Nah. I'm good. Or put even more pressure on our new signings to go do the business. No. So, yeah, I'm saying a trophy over top 4. Hey, RJ, big up to you. You can say you want top 4. I'm not with that. Top 4 is no trophy. I've never, ever once in my life celebrated top 4. There's no legend we talk about who's played for Manchester United Football Club that helped us finish top four. There's no statues outside of Old Trafford of players that helped us top four. All the pictures that are around there, the statues as well, for those that have been Old Trafford, there's pictures of a lot of the players or the legends. You know what I'm saying? Your Keanes and Giggs and all that and Scholes. None of them helped us. They all helped us win us trophies. Name me. Who's a legend of our football club who helped us finish top four? Don't know one because they don't exist. Don't exist. Go easy. I hear this. I don't have a problem with a strong team versus Reading. The second leg would be perfect for non-start. I'd like to see a mix. I'd like to see a weaker side against Reading and an even weaker side against Forest. That's what I would like to see, because then it's games. Our fixture list is ridiculous. And when I say ridiculous, I'm talking about the short games, and obviously Europa League's back as well, people. I'm having a look here right now. So we play Wednesday, the 1st of February. So that's the Forest home leg. Then we play Palace 3 days later, the 4th of February. Then 4 days after that is Leeds at home. 4 days after that is Leeds away. 4 days after that is Barcelona away. 3 days after that is Leicester at home. 4 days after that, Barcelona at home. 3 days after that is Brentford at home, but that could be the Carabao Cup final. Yo, we don't get a 5-6. The longest gap we have in the month of February between games is 4 days.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it's 4 days. You know what I'm saying? It's 4 days. And shout out to Peter who says you ain't getting the Carabao Cup, so be glad to get. Who's getting the Carabao Cup? Southampton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
You lot getting packed. You know what I'm saying? You lot getting packed by Newcastle. But I hope Southampton do the business. RJ says, I have a feeling Southampton beating Newcastle going into the final. RJ, I hope you are right. I am rooting. Right. I am rooting for the Saints. I am rooting for the team that bottom of the league.
I'm trying to spank them brothers worldwide across the television cheat set. You know, talk about I need something biblical. I need something like Gabriel riding in with the sword on fire, just murking folk. That's what I need, man. Ooh, I need that.
I said this Ward Prowse clinic on Tuesday. We'll see in it. Well, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? And that we'll see. Westbrook is going cosign. We're finished. Yeah, it's a wrap here. Hold that. And we're still, we are 54 likes. Get us up to 60 likes, people. Get us up. We're 6 short. Get us up to 60 likes. We did hit the first subscriber milestone. So let's try to get one over, people. Let's leave the stream being under 45 subscribers away from 5K, people. So get us to 4,956. There's over 40 of you lot locked in. I know everybody here is not subscribed. It helps the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Don't do a Ryan and actually go check the upcoming live stream schedule. Then you know all the shows that are coming up, people. Then you know. Ryan says, Flawless, do you remember when people were having a go at me last season for how much I really wanted to win the Carabao Cup? I was so gassed when we won it. No, people had a go at you because you're a team competing for the Premier League and Champions League. You should not be gassed about about the Carabao Cup if you are competing for the 2 biggest trophies. The reason why I'm gassed about it is because we haven't won a trophy in 6 years. There's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? If you're eating steak and flaming young every day, you should not get gassed about a Tesco meal deal. However, if you've not eaten in 6 weeks and someone offers you a Tesco meal deal, you are going to get gassed. We haven't eaten in 6 years. 6 years. So yes, I'm over the moon about Manchester United potentially winning the Carabao Cup. And what it could do, it could be a springboard for success for us as well. Like, that's what it is. Like, that's how I'm looking. That's exactly how I'm looking at it. So yeah, that's why people dished you for getting gassed. Also, people dished you because, you're Ryan and you deserve it. So that's what it is. And big up to RJ as well. Like I said, large up to you lot. But yeah, trophy over top 4 all day long. Flawless, I would play Antony in the 10 just to try it. Thoughts, would it work and would you try it? Well, we've seen it against Forest. We did see it against Forest, Ruger. I'm not against it. Permanently, no, but is it an option to have? Yes. Because he makes smart runs in behind. I didn't realize that until yesterday. How smart. And the goal that he should have scored came from 1-2 and link-up play. He'll do what Bruno can't in terms of link-up play. Because technically, he's very good. So, yeah. I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that happening. But I think that's it. I think we've spoken about everything. Eddie, anything else you want to speak on that we haven't spoken about? There may be something.
Yeah, no, I think we hit it all. Shout out to this chat, man. This was hella fun with y'all. Everybody except Peter. Fuck Peter. and the Saints. We don't give a fuck about them bums.
Now
Whole
we need them on
time,
side, Eddie. We need them on
huh?
side, Eddie, man. We need them to beat Newcastle. We actually need the
No,
Saints to
no,
do
we
different.
don't. No, we don't. Any one of them get the smoke. Any one of them get the smoke. And Peter's tears would mean a lot to me at this particular point in time.
Fast, fast,
But,
fast, fast.
nah. Shout out to the chat, man. I fuck with y'all heavy. Shout out to El Jefe, of course. Every time we do this one is a real is that dope. So many names I wish I could put on, but I just leave that shout out to the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like though. Hit the like real quick.
Yeah.
ASAP.
Yes, hit the like. We're at 56. We're 4 short of 60 as well. A big up to you lot. We hit the like check. We hit the subscriber check. We're back today, people. I'll let you know what's coming up. So again, Manchester City versus Arsenal FA Cup watch along live on the Twitch. We'll go live 20 minutes before kickoff. Then we're back here on the YouTube for the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A, where we answer all of your sporting questions, people. All of your sporting questions get asked. So make sure you check that out. I'm glad you dislike Peter. You know why? Because it adds to the algorithm. So yeah, hold that. I'm glad you catching strays. Southampton suck. And you might have bottom in the league with 4 wins all season. Saturday, people, Preston North End versus Tottenham Hotspur. That will be live on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. After that, we're back here on the YouTube, people, for Manchester United versus Reading FA Cup watch along. Then after that, the ManDem United, another crossover show, people. ManDem United meets the Ballers at the Bridge meets talking at Tottenham Talk. So we'll be back with that. Myself, this prick Peter will probably be there. Surfer will be there. Jez will be there. And Eleanor will be in the building as well for that. So we'll be talking all things Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur. Hopefully talking about a Tottenham Hotspur lost to Preston North End. That would be great. And then Sunday, people. And then Sunday, he'll be there. Good to know, Peter. Sunday, Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton versus Liverpool. That watch along will be live on the Twitch. And then to end your weekend, as always, the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A Sunday, midnight, people, answering all your sporting questions. But like I said, I've already updated the whole live stream schedule to next week, Sunday. So you know all of the shows that are coming up, people. But yeah, man, love to everyone who has locked in, man. Big up everyone who continues to support. We're trying to reach 5K before the month is out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a push to do so, but that's what we're trying to do. But we're going to get there expeditiously. And then we're halfway to 10K, which is sick. So yeah, man, love to everyone who continues to support. Eddie, anything else you want to add before we close out?
Nah, man, you know what it is. Always appreciate it. Y'all hit the subscribe button if you new. And yeah, man, y'all pull up for that City Arsenal watch along. I'm expecting a pretty good game.
Yes.
Probably between the two of them, 1,700 passes. We're gonna sit there for a 1-1. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is. And don't forget, people, obviously with ManDem United podcast, all of the crossover shows are now up and running. So all the crossover shows with the other big 6 sides. Me and Yan City did the Galdem City meets ManDem United yesterday. Go check that out.
Shout out to Yan City. I told her I had to apologize ahead of time for what we was finna do. We did it.
Facts.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts. So yeah, big up to Yan City. Go check that out. Me and Saint, of course. That show is now that's now a weekly show. Tuesdays, obviously the fortnightly shows of the Galdem City meets ManDem United. The show with Cam will be back soon as well, people. The Arsenal Manchester United show, I'm going to try to get back next week. And then, of course, fortnightly, the show I was just talking about with Manchester United, Chelsea, and Spurs. Yo, Peter, if you really want to talk about the Saints, that's cool. If you want to talk about Southampton on the show, that's fine. Nobody cares.
Trying to
but if you want to
talk
about it, yeah, like if he wants to talk about his misery, that's on him. They bottom of the league. You know what I'm saying? All I do, I ask him put your back-to-back wins in the Premier League on the table this season. Like they got 4 wins. It's been more months in the season then they've got wins. Like,
yeah, man. What we calling that one? Relegation talk. What we calling that one?
Yeah, what I'm saying to that, really, whatever Peter wants to call it, innit? I'm
championship sure talk. You call it man. Championship talk.
They're getting ready for the championship. Yeah, they're getting ready for the championship. Man said we got back-to-back wins, you bitch. Oh, sorry, you did it once. All right, put your back-to-back wins on the table. How about that? You know what I'm saying to that. These all got 4 wins in 6 months. These man win one every 30 days, one every 5 days or some bullshit. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. Much appreciated all the support. ManDem United podcast will be back Monday, people. Back Monday, 4:30 p.m. So we'll be talking all things, obviously recapping the Reading game and looking ahead to the Forest game plus more. So ManDem United podcast Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 4:30 p.m. UK time. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.